Here today you are with me, Catalina Campos. Today we are going to interview Mr. Frederick. Would you like to say anything?
Well, for starters, greeting Miss Campos. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to my headquartered company, and greetings to everyone that's watching at home. Shall we head in?
Yeah. So let's begin right away.
Very well.
My first question is, how long would you say you've been working in the oil industry?
Well, if it's an estimate, it's about 10 years.
10 years? Oh wow, it's quite a while.
Yup. It's this company is like a family company that's been passed from generation to generation. It's older than I am.
Did your father set up any expectations for you?
Well, Alexander McCarthy, my father, right, gave me this company when I roughly turned about 30, and he had very high expectations for me, which I could probably say I met up to those expectations.
I agree that your company has been trying for decades. Now, for my next question, can you tell us a bit about the structure of gas?
Well, primarily I don't focus on that because that's not my expertise, but let me call in my secretary. So much. Well, as mentioned, gas or gasoline is mainly created from crude oil, right? Both of them consist of hydrocarbon, and it's a chemical compound consisting of carbon and hydrogen.
Well, it's kind of interesting. For my next question, what vehicle would you say purchases from you the most?
Well, typically some buses and average cars, but mainly where the money really comes from is pickup trucks.
Alright, so unfortunately my manager had to go, so I'll be just taking his place in the meantime.
That's okay. Instead, for my next question, on average, how much gas do you think is purchased?
I'd probably say about 570-ish barrels, and related to that, it'll be about 1,600 in pesos, which would be, and on average, at least 100 USD.
Is that not too much?
Not necessarily. Think about the money, you know? It's basically a business tactic.
Okay. For my next question, do you think you'd ever go out of business then?
I highly doubt it. As long as vehicles are being made and as a thing as a whole, we would be making money for our business.
I see. You know, there's actually been a controversial topic going on right now between scientists and the public. Have you heard of it?
No, a controversial topic? Can you tell me?
It's about climate change.
Oh, I've heard about that a little bit from other people, but I don't really believe it.
You may say that, Ms. Kelly, but there's been a lot of issues that proven to arise due to climate change.
Is that so?
Yeah, issues such as floods, heat waves, and especially hurricanes. Speaking of which, have you heard of the hurricane that's recently hit Puerto Rico?
No, I haven't, but we're not in Puerto Rico, so why should I care?
Because it was on the news for a while, so I'm assuming you've heard of it at least once.
Haven't had it.
Puerto Rico was hit by Hurricane Maria, which caused a bunch of issues to the people residing there, such as loss of communication, loss of water, and a shortage of food.
Well, I don't see how that's necessarily any of our business since it doesn't actually impact our business in any way.
Because, Ms. Kelly, studies have shown that Hurricane Maria happened due to influences caused by climate change, such as rising water temperatures.
I'm sorry, but what does this have to do with that company? It doesn't seem like there's any relation between the two at all.
Ms. Kelly, let me ask you a question. Do you know what the biggest contributor to global warming is?
No, I do not.
Fossil fuels, such as coals, oils, and gas, which is what you sell, is it not?
How on earth would this contribute to the so-called global warming?
It would contribute because cars that purchase gas and use gas emit carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which is proven by reports made by scientists. So would you say it's really appropriate to claim that this is all a hoax?
It's like we're done here.
Wait, one last question. What do you want to say about the beings being impacted by global warming?
We're done here! We are here today, me, Cecilia Reyes, and our farm of our dearest Juan Miguel Gonzalez.
Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo estamos, señorita Reyes? Me alegra venir a mi rancho amado. And hello to all the viewers watching us from wherever you are. ¿Entramos?
Bueno, sí, gracias.
Alright, so thank you for letting us have a close look into your farm and lifestyle. You want to begin right away?
Muy bien. For my first question, Don Juan, ¿por cuánto tiempo ha sido usted granjero?
Oh, acá una vez cumpleaños mis 30 años. And mi padre Ignacio me lo dejó con muchas expectativas.
No pues, wow. Is that a fire? We gotta go.
Now that we're into a secure location, I'll start with my next question.
So, what were the expectations your father upheld for you to follow and prosper?
Sí, pues esta granja está basada por generaciones a generaciones. Which meant that there was a lot of pressure, especially since it was my family's. It's basically my family's name and pride and joy. Which also meant there was a lot of pressure about how people believed that I would let it fall and crumble under my authority. And my expectation was to not let it fall and crumble like those people believed that it did. And it's really taken a lot for me to not let it crumble and fall, but it's really my pride and joy.
Si a primera vista se mira todo triste y seco.
Y lo que más me da coraje es que trato y trato de salvar mis plantas and it just all dries up because of the weather again. It angers me.
Mucho. And why do you, for my next question, why do you think there are droughts going on around the world and drying up crops?
Well, me, personalmente, I believe it's the act of climate change.
And what would you say is climate change?
Well, in my understanding, climate change is a change in temperatures and weather patterns caused mainly because of the act of excessive burning of fossil fuels.
And who do you think is the biggest contributor to climate change?
Well, no quiero tirar nombres nada, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Creo que es la culpa de ese güerito que vino con su compañía just to ruin everything and throw chemicals in the air. I'm pretty sure his name is Federico Fred. Wait. Fred McCarthy. That's his name.
¿Y qué piensa de él?
Pues yo creo que solo vino a quitarle el espacio y los resources a los mexicanos. And it's people like him who have the money and connections that can just do whatever they want and have nothing be told to them, even when they are in the wrong and harming the environment and the people in it.
And how would that affect your crops and farm?
But since climate change brings a lot of things like floods, droughts, forest fires, and pesticides, which is really challenging our abilities as farmers to be able to make our living. And as temperature rises, so do pests, and then they come and just ruin our crops all over again. So it's a loss.
But as farmers, wouldn't you have already experienced these type of conditions? And haven't you already tried to adapt to these conditions?
You're completely right, but it's come to a point where it's too much, and we run out of methods, and there's not really much I can do to save my crops. I just keep trying, and it all just fails at the end, so what's the point, you know?
We're in the better part of the farm. I'm gonna keep asking my questions. Alright. So for my next one, what condition would you say is really hitting you the hardest right now?
I would 100% say the heat because it causes droughts and fires. And I've been told that it messes with like the water patterns and the precipitation we're getting. And right now we're experiencing droughts because of the lack of rainfall. There isn't really like any point in me keeping the farm if I can't really use it for what I need it for, which is agriculture.
Well, Juan, are you sure that's the best for you?
Ultimately, yes, because it would just be wasting a bunch of money on useless resources. Because my land would, no matter what, end up in droughts and would eventually die off. So might as well spend the money on my family and to find myself a new job and just make a new living.
Are the results of the drought really that bad?
I mean, look around. Even the howler monkeys in southern Mexico are dropping dead. And
I am so sorry that everything happening to you in the world is actually going on right now. But is there anything else that you would like to say before we end this interview?
I want to say it's not entirely the big oil companies' fault, but they are the biggest contributors, and they just continue to do the same thing.
Of course, you are entirely correct. And thank you for this interview and showing us everything around with your enticing personality.
To express my opinions on stuff like global warming.
You are very welcome. And again, thank you a lot.